Hello,
Hello.
I'm back. I finally figured it out and got all my shit going. So I'm back. And I brought friends this time. Back. I finally figured it out and got all my shit going. So I'm back.
Hold on, that's
And I
Scott.
brought friends.
There we go. Scott's got it. He fixed it.
Timing was off, wasn't it?
No, he probably turned on his YouTube so he could see the comments.
Yeah, I did. Sorry about that.
How is everybody tonight?
We're here. We finally made it. Sorry for the delay, y'all. We were strategizing, trying to figure out how to make sure, we had the Andy had mods and stuff that we're not wanting to talk about certain topics or certain people just because of just don't need to. That's not what Andy's wanting to do either. So, but I think Scott had a couple questions. That Andy, oh, you were going to introduce yourself. Sorry, or introduce everybody. But I don't. Was
Yeah,
it?
I've just sat and listened for the past year about all this and how everybody's been talking about me. And I just want to say I'm not that person. I've made mistakes just like everybody else in the world, and I feel bad about everything. So, that being said, I I really don't know what I did to deserve all of this, but I'm here and I'm trying to deal with it. So
Amen. And I think people want to really hear about like your experience the day Summer went missing, and after that, and all of that. I think Scott, didn't you had a question or two that you were going to ask? I think.
Yeah, definitely. If Andy's okay with that, I'd definitely like to ask a couple of questions.
yeah, run with it.
Okay. Uh, how about let's start with how about maybe a couple of days before Summer went missing? Did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
No, not really. I mean, the tree cutters had been in and out. Uh, that Jackie Dobbs dude, he was down there the day before, but other than that, no, not really. There's always traffic.
When when Mr. Dobbs left out of there, was he peaceful when he left? I mean, did y'all get everything? I understand the law come out there. Did y'all get everything worked out and everybody went their separate ways?
Yeah, I mean, everybody went their separate ways. I mean, he was kind of ill, but you know, I couldn't help it.
Well, I mean, I guess property lines are what they are, and we kind of had the understanding that the realtor people kind of took pictures that didn't portray the land exactly what they were. That accurate?
Yeah, it didn't necessarily look like it should have. When something's like a 35% grade up to like 95% grade, no, it ain't nothing flat.
Okay. So it wasn't really Jackie Dobbs' fault. It was more of misrepresentation by the realtors, and then there was a big misunderstanding because he thought he was getting something he wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, there was no surveys that they did that I know of. There was no. I don't even think he drove from Georgia up here to look at the property before he bought it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think he bought it sight unseen and drove up here expecting just to be able to pull up in there, cut a couple trees, camp out for till he got him a yard barn or something probably. And I don't know.
Right.
Andy, you said a second ago that when God asked you if anything was strange, and you said, well, the tree cutters were there and all that, but you said, but people, there's a lot of traffic anyway. Did you mean there's a lot of traffic in that area just on a routine basis? Or did you mean just with all the tree cutters or?
there's always somebody in and out there. There's quite a few people that live in there and are in and out. I mean,
I got you. So it wasn't like anything unusual. It wasn't like nothing stood out to you, like there was more traffic than usual or less or anything. It was just a normal couple days before, aside from the whole Dobbs thing.
yeah, just the tree cutters. That's about the only difference than what they usually was.
Did they come out in the company trucks, or did they drive their own vehicles up there?
Now, see, I don't know about all that. They was company trucks, and they seemed to be like it was a personal vehicles and stuff that come in too. But who knows? That might have been people running late. You know, who knows?
Right.
Most of them was parked out on 93, like personal vehicles. They had them things parked out there forever.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. Did they have, if you know, I mean, I know you was working there at the time, days. I know you're working nights now. When you'd come in of the evening, was they normally done and packed up and gone, or did they work on up into the evening time?
Trying to think. I don't. I'm pretty sure a lot of times they was gone by the time I come in because going to grocery stores and getting stuff, coming home, shit like that. I was usually running behind.
Oh, okay, gotcha. On the 15th, did you go to work that day?
On the 15th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Where you don't have to tell exactly where you worked at, but what city did you work in?
Kingsport.
Okay. So you had a little bit of a drive, but not too far to get to work. What time you usually head out in the morning?
I'm pretty sure. Actually, I've got messages on that I had somebody send me that had them, and I was on my way at 8:05 or something like that, on my way to work, running late.
Okay. So you was running late, but it was still, fairly early, 8:05. So that would have getting to Kingsport that you'd probably got at work, what, 8:30?
It takes about 25, 28, 32 minutes, depending on traffic and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Did you leave any time from work that day, lunch or anything?
Don't believe so. Pretty much once you was there, you was stuck there. It never slowed down. It's one of the
Okay.
busiest places in Kingsport.
Okay. What about quitting time? Do you have a regular quitting time, or was it just depending on when you got done with the job, or did you quit at, 5 o'clock and go home and then pick up the next morning, or did you have to stay and finish the job out?
Stay and finish out what we had in the bays already.
Okay.
So I think we got off. I'm pretty sure I left there somewhere around 5:45, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So I'd have been getting off I think I messaged her or something like that at 6:05, something like that. But it takes, depending on what I had to do and come home, I'm pretty sure I was there about 6:20 something, 6:30 or something that evening.
Okay. So you went into work, you was late. You worked there and finished up what you had to for the evening, got the shop locked up and everything, and then headed out. Did you come straight home, or stop by the beer store or Taco Bell or anything, or did you just come on in like a regular day?
That day, I'm pretty sure I came on in because I hadn't heard from anybody, so I just went on in.
Okay. Um, that actually makes a lot of sense.
I'd like to ask a question real quick about the tree trimmers. Did any of them drive their own vehicles that day? Do you know?
I can't remember, honestly.
Okay. That's been one of the questions we've all wondered, if any of them drove
Well,
their cars.
Scott asked if they had drove any of their personal vehicles. Uh,
Oh, I
I
stepped
told
out.
him that, yeah, I told him that sometimes they did, I think. Sometimes they didn't. I know I'd seen some strange vehicles in there that didn't belong, but I figured it was probably them.
Yeah, I know around here sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're in the truck and sometimes their cars are parked down the road, so I didn't know.
Yeah, they was parking them out there on 93 going toward Kingsport for a long time, the big trucks, and then they come in and swap out, leave their vehicles there and go on down. But
Oh, damn.
Okay. Thank you.
Dang, I'm sorry if you guys can hear her. I'm trying to get her to go lay down. Sorry.
When you, so you would have got in probably 6:15, 6:30, something like that.
somewhere probably between that. Seems like I remember the time being like 6:20 something. I don't know why, but seems like I remember it being like 6:20 something, 6:30 something. I got there that evening, and
Okay.
then I rolled into the 15th. So
Okay. So that was June 15th. That's almost the longest day of the year. So it stays dark to like or stays daylight to like 9:15, right?
Yeah.
sounds like you know, right? It sounds like you know that. So okay,
Right. Well, you know it stays light for a long time in the
yeah,
summertime.
yeah.
Okay. So when you're
It didn't get
rolling in
dark
there,
around night till 9:30 almost.
right. You're rolling in there at 6:30, let's say. So it's still broad daylight.
Oh yeah.
What do you see when you get in there? Are you able to turn down Ben Hill Road, or is Beach Creek
Seems
blocked?
like that day. Seems like I got stopped at the end of the road that day by somebody. I don't know if it was. I can't really remember who it is. But somebody was out there at the end of the road, and they was out looking around and stuff like that. So I can't really remember who the first person I ran into was.
Was the law down there yet?
I'm pretty sure they showed up right after me or about the same time as me.
Okay.
Hey,
Did-
Ian. What? Oh, sorry, Scott.
Go ahead, Piper. Go ahead. You're fine.
I was going to ask about the whole sighting at like 3:30 that that Fred mentioned. Also, I want to say that people are asking questions in chat, and while we've got questions up here, I just thought we would ask away, and then Andy, is that okay, or do you want to wait till the end of the chat to like answer questions from people in the chat? Or I just didn't want to be want
No, we
anybody
can do some from the chat and then just move forward or whatever.
okay. Well,
I don't have much farther to go, really, to be honest.
Okay, well, just go ahead and let Scott carry on, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, that sounds good. But I
Yeah.
don't know about that 3:00 or 3:30 thing that Fred said that he saw you there. What does that say?
It would have honestly had to be the day before. Honestly,
Well,
I mean, it had to be the day before or a day or two after or something.
it seems like
I don't know. I don't understand what his MO is, so I don't. Me and him had words a day or two before that, or a day or two after that, because I was sitting in the road getting swapping vehicles, because the Kia wouldn't go up the hill, and he come in about took the door off the Kia, and I told him he needed to slow the hell down.
and that's what he was saying. That's what he was explaining. Like, I thought anyway that he was passing you, or that he saw you on the side of the road or something, but you're saying it was a completely different day.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure I was off for like a day or two after Summer went missing. So
Yeah.
I can't really.
I just know people had that question, so I thought, well, let me ask it while I'm thinking about it. Sorry, Scott, I didn't mean to interrupt you on your. You had a good line of questions going.
Oh, you're fine. That's no problem. I figured that would come up in the chat afterwards.
Yeah,
So I was
right.
just I'm wanting Andy's his views from that day. I want to hear what he has to say without, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So you get home, it's daylight, law comes in behind you. What did you see when you pulled in? Was there people around? I mean, and I'm just going to say this because this person puts themselves at the place. From our understanding, the boys, the Wells boys, not yours, the Wells boys, Jody Sue, Candace, was around there hollering for Summer and searching. Did you notice that kind of activity when you came in? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, did you
Yeah,
notice
I've seen the boys when I came in and stuff.
You what?
I've seen the boys and stuff when I came in, and people out looking and hollering and stuff like that. And that's when I was informed of Summer being missing.
Okay. That's what I was driving at. So that's when you found out Summer was gone when you got home from work that day.
Yeah.
Okay. And the law piles right in behind you sometime. I'm sure when you got home and seen everybody searching, you probably wasn't paying attention to your watch after that. What did you do?
Now, what was that? I was reading a comment.
Oh, okay. Like you come in and the law comes in shortly after you come in, you find out that your neighbor's little girl's missing. Everybody's searching around. You're probably not paying a whole lot of attention to what time it is, but what did you do when you seen all that ruckus going on?
Took my car and parked it and started looking.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what might have happened, where she might have went, stuff like that.
Did you see Dawn? Did you see Candace?
I think I seen Candace. I think Dawn pulled in pretty much right after me. So, I mean, I just don't remember stuff like that all the time. I do not.
Right. Do you remember, like, how long did you all, like when the law come in behind you, did you all stop searching, or did you keep searching until all the search and rescue teams got there?
I was still looking around up at my house, and I think I made a loop up around the Wellses and back over toward the back side. I've lived down there my whole life, so I mean, when I was a kid, I wandered around everywhere down there. So,
right. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? I mean, the reason I was asking about Dawn and Candace, did you notice anything? Was they acting odd, or was any of the other neighbors acting odd?
no, I mean, everybody's just looking for Summer. I mean, it really wasn't one of them things that you was paying attention to what everybody else was doing. You was just trying to do the best you could do and see where maybe she'd got off down there, got hurt, or, I mean, who knows?
So at that time, as far as you guys, did your boy and daughter come down? Was they helping to search too?
I don't think I seen them till I got toward the house. I think she had told them to stay there. I can't remember.
Okay. So at that point in time, you all was thinking that she was lost. Everybody.
I really honestly didn't know, because years and years that I've lived down there, and years and years and years that I've run those roads and that holler and back through them cuts to my cousins' houses and everything like that. Ain't nobody ever messed with us. And it's been girls, boys, 5 to, well, now. So,
Right. As soon as they're big enough to walk, they're out there doing stuff.
yeah,
Right.
everybody down there has.
So everybody was kind of I'm trying to figure out, when did the point of the people thinking that she had been abducted, when did that come up?
Pretty much later on that evening, when nobody had found her, nobody had seen her, and that's kind of like, well, what the hell's went on? So, I mean, I wasn't thinking that, somebody had snatched her up. I figured maybe she had wandered off into the woods playing, or the boys had, they had wandered off playing or something, maybe left her behind and she got lost, or,
Right.
I mean, that is what you would think. That would be where your mind would go first.
Well, I mean, shit, how many times have y'all have been playing with your cousins out running around in the field or something and just duck behind a tree and just let them squeal for a minute? Where you at? Where you at?
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, they've left us. Where'd they go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You mean my thing?
Shoot, my cousins locked me in the outhouse.
Did they
We used to lock each other in the corn crib.
Yeah.
right. Right. Did they when the way, from going by the news, it sounds like they got stuff down there pretty quick, like the TBI and the FBI and the helicopters and drones.
Oh yeah, everybody showed up pretty quick. It was a pretty good, being that far out into the middle of pretty much nowhere. It's like 45 minutes from Rogersville to, 125, 110, all that. Unless they come through the gap from like Churchill, and then it's still about 30 minutes. So,
Right. Do you feel like on that night that there's anything that law enforcement should have done but didn't?
I mean, they done pretty much a pretty good job, but I don't know. It's not my job to say.
Did they come up and search your land?
Yeah, pretty much I was across that thing for about 5 days, every day for 5 days. I know for the first 3 days they was through there. I mean, it was just like a grid search.
So they covered, like, if you're coming up.
Nobody ever told them they couldn't search their property.
Okay. And we know, from Don and Candace that they searched them pretty good several times. How far back did they go? You said a grid search. Did they go on back down like Simpson Road and on down Ben Hill Road, like down past Fred's mom's and Fred's and the Gorleys and all them?
See, I don't know how far back they went back that way because I didn't go back that way. So I know they was in and out of there for quite a while, bringing people in and out, going back through their searching and then coming back and going back through their searching. So, I mean, they pretty much covered quite a few rough acres down there.
Okay.
I've been down in there and on them ridges and slid off before. It's not fun.
Yeah, well, I've been down there. I don't know how much Piper's told you, but I used to run around down there a lot when I was in high school. I don't know if you remember, but because you're younger than me, but you probably got some cousins and stuff that you remember when West and Colonial Heights went together. and everybody went to Sullivan South?
No, not right offhand.
Oh, okay. That was their high
Because when I
school.
first started school, I was supposed to go to Temple Star School. And the year I moved to Lone Star with mom and dad, we moved out of there. They closed Temple Star School, so I had to go to Sullivan to start the elementary school
Oh, okay.
behind
Good.
Wells.
So you ended up going to volunteer then, I reckon.
No, Sullivan all the way.
Oh, okay. You went to Sullivan all the way. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Got you. Well, anyway, back in the day, I went to school with a bunch of the folks that lived down there in Beach Creek because our middle schools combined together. So I know the terrain and stuff down there pretty well. Well, you probably know a lot of the places that I four-wheeled and stuff. I've talked a lot about on my show. You know where the doubles are, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all back in Light Holler and all that, coming in the backside from Bays Mountain on Reservoir Road, all them fire roads and stuff back in there.
Yeah, them fire roads back there across Bays Mountain used to be fun. Them big mud holes on the backside of Jack Jones back there.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then my dad had a California rail and used to go through there on the dune buggy. It was light enough to where it wouldn't sink in the mud hole. You just skip across the top.
Right, right. Yeah, we used to have. 'Cause I knew a lot of the lights down there. Well, I knew a couple of the Bernards, and of course over on Grassy Creek, I knew a lot of the Barretts and a lot of the Dykes. And I went to school with a bunch of them. And of course, they all had brothers and sisters and cousins and everything. So that's some rough land, once you get back in the mountain.
Yeah, especially the doubles off of Grassy. Back when I was younger, they used to coon hunt over there and lose dogs all the time.
Right. Right. Now, y'all go to bed that night, and I think Jody Sue had a picture where she was like filming the helicopters or something. And the news had even said that they was flying over at night, and then I guess they settled down. Y'all went to bed, or I don't know if you was able to sleep or not. But so you get up the next day. You said you took a couple of days off. What'd you do that next day when you got up? What was the atmosphere on Ben Hill Road like?
Pretty gloom. Everybody's still kind of looking around, just seeing. So, I mean,
didn't notice anything odd or anything?
No, not really, because they wasn't nobody in and out for like 5 days. If you didn't have an address in there, you wasn't in and out. Now, I'm pretty sure the tree people was in and out for the next few days, but other than that, you had to have an ID to get in for 5 days almost. I'm pretty sure. It was like 5 days that they was wild sitting at the end of the road, and you had to show your ID when you came in. You had to speak to them on your way out.
What if you come down there and you didn't have an address? Let's say, what if, your mom and dad was coming to visit you? What would they let them in, or would they turn them away?
I'm pretty sure as long as you didn't have if you didn't have ID with the address in the holler, you couldn't get in. I don't even know if my mom come down there and tried or not, but I think I'd left my wallet down there one day or left it at the house and didn't have it, and they about didn't let me back in. I had mail saying the address,
so they were
I'm
keeping
not
it.
really sure.
It
was locked down.
They were keeping things pretty tight then.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is probably a question that's going to come up in the chat, but it's something that I've been interested in. Fred says he does say that you took like 3 days off. And you and Jody Sue sat down at the bottom of your all's driveway and was just, I guess watching and just, paying attention to the searchers. Probably the same thing I would do. But then Fred says you took up and left and was gone for like 3 weeks. Is there any?
No, wait, hold up. Okay, she got gone on June 15th, and he says a few days after that, I was gone for a few weeks and came back.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't really remember taking and running off about that time. That could have been about the time that I was trying to leave.
Okay. Did you go somewhere and stay somewhere else for a while where you wouldn't have been seen in the holler?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't staying in the holler because that's where she was at. I didn't stay in the holler. I never returned to the holler after I left. And when I left, I didn't go back till after like September the 6th when the order of protection was put in.
Do you remember what day it was you left?
No, not to be honest. I don't exactly remember because I'd left either a few weeks before summer got gone or I can't remember if I left after that. There's bits, pieces blocked out that I can't explain.
Right.
I mean, I was trying to leave for a while there. So I might have been gone. I might not have. He might just not have seen me.
I understand.
Because I really don't talk to Fred. He's family, but it's not that family.
Okay. All right. I got just a few more things and then you've done great, man. I really appreciate you answering everything. I really do. I appreciate it a lot.
Well, I don't know if I've said anything. I'll probably catch backlash. It don't matter, but
It's your story.
Yeah.
And
That's what I wanted to know is what your perspective before Summer went missing, the day she went missing, and a couple of days after she went missing to see if there was anything that stood out in your mind from anybody that wasn't right. That's where I'm going to come into this.
Really just cockeyed was just the stuff the day before with the Dobbs guy. That's just this. I mean, that's the only thing that really happened in there.
Okay. What was your relationship with Dawn and Candace? Was y'all drinking buddies, working buddies? Did you hang out on the weekends and grill out?
No, they called me and harassed me over a couple grams of pot every now and then. That's about it.
But y'all didn't have hang out on the weekends or after work or whatever?
No.
Hey,
He actually offered me a job at one point in time, and I'd heard too much bad stuff about him at that point in time about jobs and working with him, how he paid people, and I don't like those people. So I'm sorry.
well,
Talk to me about that. What do you mean you'd heard from too many people about him? What do you mean? Talk to me about that.
Well, I mean, if you run off and go smoke crack, I don't necessarily want nothing to do with you.
Have you seen that happen?
What? Him disappear for a week or a day or a month or 6 months or
Yeah.
I mean, it's happened.
Was it a once a year thing, once a month thing, every weekend thing?
Not every weekend. No, I don't know how often it happened. I wasn't friends with them. I didn't go over there hang out, so I don't know. I know sporadically she would message and say, "Hey, can you pick this up at the store? Can you get cigarettes? Can you get liquor? Can you get this? Bring it over here." So that was the only thing I had to do with those people.
And Andy, remember, I don't know, well, there was something like kind of early on that just really turned you off to them in general, like just made you like, yeah, I can't be around these people. But it was with their, um,
What, them fighting over the chicken noodle soup?
yeah, I didn't know if
Yeah,
they say it or
the
not.
two older boys fighting over one bowl of chicken noodle soup with a fork. Yeah, that's some fucked up shit. Excuse my language.
So that was true then. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
It's pitiful.
And that just really, from what, I don't want to speak for you, Andy, but I'm just kind of jumping in where I know we've talked about stuff, but Andy said that just really, that was the first thing, or well, not the first thing, but that was something that really turned him off to them and just made him not really even want to be around them in the first place. And then I'm sure everything else just added to it. But
Well, I mean, I'm sure everybody has their opinion of me at this point in time, but I smoke my pot. I try to keep to myself. That's it. So I go to work, I get up, I come home. That's it.
yeah,
They wasn't no, they wasn't no parking lot people. They wasn't no dope. They wasn't no cheating. So I mean that I don't.
I was really surprised. I mentioned this to Andy, I don't know if you maybe last week or something, but even after talking to you, Andy, since November or whatever it was, I always just figured that you probably did cheat or whatever, and that you were just kind of fibbing to me. But I think that I really do believe you now. I mean, I sound really biased, and probably I am, but just from, I mean, the way your story has never ever changed. It's always been identical for all this time. So it would be hard to do that if it was a lie. But
I mean, I'm pretty much transparent.
about
I
that
mean,
too.
I don't.
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
don't.
Yeah, but you were just saying you're not, you weren't cheating, weren't sitting in parking lots and all that.
No, I was doing my job and I was coming home.
Yeah.
Now, you said you and Fred didn't get along.
I didn't say we
Did
didn't get along. I just said it wasn't a relationship that, we hung out or nothing like that. We was family.
okay. Okay.
I mean,
So you got along, you just didn't hang out with each other.
we didn't hang out enough to get along. So it wasn't one of them situations. He was my cousin. I knew him as a kid. We probably hung out as kids. Once I got older, we didn't hang out. So, I mean, that's
Right. Okay.
go separate ways. People, I guess you could
What
say
did
I'm kind of weird when it comes to some people, and it's just one of them things.
Do you have any idea of knowing what Fred thought about Don and Candace?
Now, what? You cut out.
I said, do you have any way of knowing what Fred thought about Don and Candace?
No. I mean, there a couple of days he stopped and talked to me after all that went on. I was swapping cars or going in or out or something like that. He stopped down there and talked to me a day or two after that, I guess, try to see what was going on. I don't. It had been the first time he had stopped and talked to me in I don't know how long. I couldn't put a timeline on it because I don't know when the last time I talked to him at that point in time was, and having a conversation.
And that was Fred?
Yeah.
Or Dawn?
Fred.
Okay. What did the rest of the neighbors there think about Dawn and Candace? Or did you talk enough to the rest of your neighbors to even have an inkling of what they thought?
I didn't talk enough to the rest of my neighbors. I didn't hang it. The only time I had any dealings with my neighbors is I had to look for my dog.
Okay.
I had a pit bull that if she got out the house, she was gone squirrel hunting for like 12 hours. Well, no, not 12 hours, but like 6.
Right.
But she would eventually come back home.
Right. So you didn't notice anything? Nobody had a beef with Dawn and Candace around there that you knew of or anything?
Like I said, I don't know them well enough to know who had beefs with them and who didn't.
Right.
I mean, I'd heard people talk about them and stuff like that and say stuff, but I didn't deal with them enough to be on a friend level. I was a neighbor.
Right.
And I happen to smoke weed. I don't know how I want to put that. I don't know how to put that.
Well, I mean, I ain't worried a whole lot about that. And this will finish up, and you can either answer or not on this one. I'm interested, of course, but there's a lot of people that don't like to talk about. What do you think happened to Summer? Because the law says everything's on the table. Now, everything includes her walking away, getting lost, and y'all just ain't found her yet. That's abduction.
I mean, let me add this in there before you finish up.
Okay.
If she was in there, I'm pretty sure that they would have found her by now.
You feel pretty confident on that?
I feel pretty confident that if she had wandered off, that they would have found something by now, whether it be,
Right.
something.
Right. What do you think about, there's some people passing around an idea about a bear or wildlife.
Okay, you know what happens during a dog attack? I mean, there's blood, depending on how bad it is. I mean, they would have found blood, clothing, something.
You think that
I was asking that mainly. I know what happens during an attack, but a lot of people that's watching this don't. So I was asking that mainly for
Scott's asking for a friend.
Huh?
Scott's like asking for a friend for AKA chat.
Right. Yeah. AKA chat. Yeah. So I'm like you, if I think if it was an animal, the dogs would have found something. I think as many people and manpower and planes and radar and stuff that they had, I'm kind of like you. I think they would have found her. So that leaves her getting gone, either by somebody took her or there was an accident up on 110 and they had to get rid of her. Because they had to be kids don't disappear into thin air. You know what I mean?
They don't vanish.
So somebody had to be involved. It took a person. If it wasn't her walking off and it wasn't an animal, then that means another human being did something or played a role in her disappearing.
Yep.
What would you lean towards?
Well, I mean, it really wasn't. It don't seem like it was an animal attack, and it don't seem like she wandered off. So, I mean, somebody had to take her, seems like, or something had to happen, and they had to Well, panic ensued. So, I mean,
Right.
somebody's got to know something. And why they won't just say it? Well, at this point, they don't want to go to jail. So, but I don't, I don't really know. I mean, I wasn't there. I didn't hear what transpired, what happened. I
Well, I understand that. I mean, you was at work, so you come home, you found out your neighbor was missing, and I mean, she was done gone before you were ever there.
yeah.
And I've asked that too, Scott. Like, do you have any suspicions of anyone? Like,
There was
any,
all kinds of people in and out that place all the time from all over everywhere, and it's some of them, honestly, I wouldn't let them in my house if they came to it. So I don't,
What was in people's reasoning, that type of people's reasoning for being up in there? It's a dead end road.
no, I'm just saying over to Wells's house.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
oh, okay. I thought you meant like in that area. Okay. I was with Scott. I'm with you now.
So the Wells's
No,
house.
pretty much, if you didn't live down in there, have family down in there, they didn't come down in there too much. I mean, people over the years that I know that I worked with and, locked up with, they're like, okay, so it's people don't like going down there.
Right.
They've heard too much bad shit about it and they don't want to deal with it. And so they just, and there for a while, there's a couple, well, I don't know, is one I know of was right there out the county line. Somebody got robbed one night. So
I remember that.
I have a
stopped to
great
help somebody and they hit him in the back of the head or something.
Right.
I have a great question. There's a rumor going around that Jose, the Mexican man that passed away, was up on Don and Candace's property the week before someone went missing. Do you know anything about that? If that's true?
I mean, I don't know when. I seen him over there, yeah, but I don't know exactly. I can't tell you exactly when it was.
I mean, do you think it was like that week or do you think it was like a couple months before? Because I think it was like a whole year before or something is what they're saying, right?
Yeah, that's what I
On
always.
what?
Someone said, I don't know. That's always stood.
Yeah, Jose supposedly left like right after Don got back from Utah.
Yeah, around October the 25th or something.
Right. Of 2020.
Yeah, October 20th or 12th.
Now that's probably about the time that I seen him over there was when Donnie was gone to Utah.
Okay, that's what that Dudley guy said, and I was just wondering.
Have you
Okay.
Dudley?
Can you
I
hang
seen
on
a
just?
comment.
Oh,
I
go
seen
ahead.
something in the comments here. Something about Glitter Girl or something. Where's it at? I seen it. Something about the pill accusations. I didn't sell pills to them. I didn't give them sedatives. I mean that's stupid, and even I didn't even give the kids weed. I mean it's not. In '09, before I got in trouble, I wouldn't even sell to underage people. So it don't matter.
Okay.
I mean, they're not old enough to understand. They're not old enough to make the decision. It don't need to be done. And I mean, I wouldn't give my kids nothing. So,
Thank you.
I mean, they got to be old enough to make a decision. And you can do that when you're.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, definitely.
No problem.
Andy, listen, buddy. I really appreciate you. I know as soon as I get done, I'm going to have a gazillion more questions, and everybody in the damn world is going to be asking me, well, why didn't you ask him this? And why didn't you ask him that? And I'll be thinking in my mind, well, why didn't I ask him this? And why didn't I ask him that? But I want to personally thank you for answering everything that I asked. I really, really do appreciate you. And I guarantee that, hang on just a second, the 635 people that are watching us right now appreciate it too. So I'll let the girls handle it. And if you want to do anything and answer questions out of your chat or whatever, it's your show. Thank you again, sir, and you have a great evening. I'll stay up here and fill in anything that I can.
I appreciate you, Scott.
You betcha, man.
I have another one. This comes from Prayer Garden in the chat. She wants to know if there was ever a plan to purchase Don and Candace property and then they backed out.
Yeah, he when he went to Utah, she called or was talking one day about selling the property, and I asked her how much she wanted for it. And yeah, if it went through, I would have tried my damnedest to buy that.
Yeah, it's nice.
So it's a pretty nice. Yeah, I would like to honestly at this point buy up the pieces that go out and put a gate up, make it a gated community. I would probably move back in there at that point in time.
Right. And I have one more. This is gonna sound crazy. Well, I might have another one, but this one might sound crazy. So in 1940 something, did you ever hear that a man raised monkeys and let them loose?
I have never, ever heard that. I mean, I have never heard that. I mean, they've turned all kinds of stuff loose in there. Snakes, bears, I mean, wild boar, and then the wild boar died back out or got killed back out, or they had to poison them because it's taken over everything. But no, I've never heard of no Beach Creek mountain monkeys.
Okay.
I mean, you could probably hear shit in the mountains that you can't explain, but yeah.
Yeah, did anything ever get you all's wildlife or any crazy stuff like that out there?
I've had owls kill cats and everything. So it's, yeah, there's my mama, when my mama lived there, she couldn't keep a chicken hardly. So, I mean, and I never knew at the point in time when I was probably 15 years old that a groundhog would kill chickens.
Wow. So
Yes.
when I grew up, something would eat the chicken's hearts, and we call it the beast. So I always thought, everybody has like folklore. And when we grew up thinking there was a beast out behind my grandma's house because something would always eat the chicken's hearts.
We we had a
Depending on where you are, it could have been a weasel or a skunk. Skunks was bad about chewing their wings off. Like you'd come out the next morning, chicken be missing a wing, and you'd be like,
wow.
"Okay, what happened?"
That's crazy. They do it so they won't fly away or try to run.
No, what it is they'll crawl up on the side of the chicken coop and chew its wing off they'll pull its wing through the cage and chew its wing off, and then the chicken will get away from it at that point in time.
That makes sense. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. But the whole time I grew up, I was thinking there's a big beast behind my grandma's and it could have been a weasel. That's kind of funny.
It was probably, I don't know.
I want to say real quick about the chat. Some people are kind of going back and forth. The comments that are being deleted are anything that mentions, certain people. So that's what it is. It's no offense to you guys. So don't take it personal, okay? And Andy and me and Scott and Lean on me, none of us, we're not really paying attention either. And so the mods are doing a really good job trying to keep it, sane somewhat. And of course, we don't want Andy to get in trouble. He can't really talk on that. So just so you know, that's why they're being deleted, y'all. So just don't, just know that. So, sorry.
I was going to say, a lot of the questions we would like to, but we're playing it safe.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me see if there's any questions from. Do you want to take questions from the chat, Andy? Do you want to
Yeah,
look
we
at
can
them?
pull. Yeah, we can pull some questions out of there. Just find some interesting ones real quick or something. Uh, yeah. While I'm on here, uh, why can't I get some people to do some donations to my Cash App? It's on my channel. Look at you laughing. Don't laugh at me.
Out
And
section.
camper fund. I'm trying to get the hell out of here.
He does. He wants to get out of there, away from all of that. With
At least for a little bit. At
yeah,
least for a little bit.
let some time pass. People will hopefully calm down, and you can maybe spend some time with the family eventually. Your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
You took
I got to talk to a lawyer tomorrow, and I figure there's another
Telling that
protection order coming.
we're telling that right now. Let's not talk about that, Andy. Yeah. Honestly, because that that could be twisted. So just leave that be. But
yeah.
I'm just trying to protect myself.
uh,
I'm just trying to protect myself.
I know. But you don't want to really talk about it.
Now, what's
So,
the Cash App again?
here, somebody has a question. Cold Case Crystal, did you witness any abuse on 110? Well, you witnessed kids fighting over a bowl of soup to be able to eat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was not a good environment over there. I mean, every now and then you hear them fussing, every now and I mean, but I mean, I was never there and witnessed no abuse other than the fighting over the chicken noodle soup thing, and mainly sometimes a little girl running around naked when she shouldn't have been. But
Yeah, you mentioned that. The little Summer would run around. She was old enough where she should have had clothes on.
should have had clothes on, especially with three brothers like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's see.
Prayer Garden, he answered that question about Jose. It had been a while since he's seen Jose, maybe even a year.
Someone asked a question, Andy. It says, did Andy get the impression that Don Wells lived at the house full time?
I mean, yeah, I was under the impression that he lived at that house full time. I mean, you could hear him come in when I was over there the evenings and stuff, so I was assuming.
Okay.
I seen one, Valkyrie's
No.
Corner, something about my property around town. I don't have property. I have no property. It's my mom and dad. It's my mom's property and my dad's property. I don't own nothing.
They're going by so fast. Do you see?
Yeah, I see them. I'm trying to keep up.
I know.
Hey, Andy,
Yes, sir.
I forgot one thing and I've seen it fly by. I know you answered it the other night on Piper's,
Yeah.
but some people didn't get to actually see that.
It'll be a week.
Okay, yeah. Back to when you got home around 6:30 or so. That's when you found out that Summer was gone. When did you find out that Jody Sue and your children heard a scream?
I'm pretty sure it was, I mean, within a little bit of that evening, she was talking to me about hearing it.
Did
mean,
she
I
go
don't.
into very much detail about that, or was it just something kind of in passing? Because the scream has been
A big deal, yeah, I know.
here's the thing. Ronnie Lawson, Ronnie Lawson and the TBI and the FBI called the scream unfounded as far as Little Summer going missing. And that's why there's so much controversy about the scream, is because the scream was said to have happened, and it was even reported on the news, but it was followed up with Ronnie Lawson saying that his officers, the TBI and the FBI, have interviewed them several times and they find it to be unfounded, which means there is no basis in fact. So the law enforcement doesn't believe that it happened. What do you say to that?
Uh, I don't know where to go. How to speak about that.
Okay. It's fair.
Now, see, I don't know why my children would have a reason to lie to me, and they told me basically kind of the same thing. They all told me, all three of them told me about the same thing or the same thing. So, I, I don't see why they'd lie. But saying that too, a lot of the other stuff that had been said, I don't know. I ain't trying to get in trouble here on this.
I understand. If we need to wait a few weeks before you answer that, we understand, at least here on the panel, and backstage, we understand why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like jail.
I have another question.
But mainly, I guess the point I was getting at is you didn't hear about a scream until you got home later on that evening, because you didn't even know Summer Wells was missing until you got home that evening.
Yeah, I didn't know she was missing until I came home. There wasn't no text saying that she was missing. I left work and all assumptions of coming home and probably ended up having to go right back out to get dinner or something. So that was kind of the plan, I'm pretty sure, is to go back out and get stuff.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
No problem.
And I was wondering, the gentleman that bought the property beside your mom's did you ever meet him?
The day before he showed up?
No.
You talking about Jackie?
No. The one they said that lives closer to your mom's now. Did somebody buy property next door?
Not. I don't know that there was any property sold next to my mom and dad's house.
Okay.
Are you talking about where they live, or are you talking about
maybe
where I live?
Maybe they're talking about Dobbs, but I don't think they was. It was a question in the chat, and I just wanted to answer it. Let me go see. It said, do you know anything about the gentleman that lived on the property next to your mom's? Maybe they didn't buy it. Maybe they just lived there.
They could be talking about the 162 Fields Road.
Okay.
Are they talking about the guy that bought the property behind the 162?
Yes.
I met him one time or twice, but other than that, no, I don't.
Did he seem all right or hateful or?
No, he seemed like a right dude.
Okay.
I mean, he seemed like, I'm pretty sure he said he had like some sort of business or something. Like he's not his.
Just anybody, yeah. Okay.
I think he was trying to move away from somewhere else or something.
Okay. I think he that area's come in question before. That's why I was wondering.
I seen one in here that says, "Did I meet Andrew Hiltz?" No, I don't know that I ever met Andrew Hiltz.
That person is just, she hates me, so that's why she keeps doing that.
Captain
Take it
Captain Kangaroo, that's his cousin. And he knows him and their family, but he don't talk to him as much. But they're
Are they
wanting to
talking
know
about Fred?
if Fred has a trustworthy is trustworthy in his opinion. Wait. Question. Does he know Fred Hill? And is Fred Hill a trustworthy in his opinion? Is Fred Hill trustworthy in his opinion? Question mark.
I think I'm going to do about like everybody else on that one for right now. I'm going to bow out on that. I'm not going to.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to come between family like that too. It's
I don't. I look. He's never done nothing to me, and I don't understand why he's saying stuff about me when I've never done nothing to him. So
right.
I don't understand.
Let me ask you another question there, Andy. Now,
What I'm
I
here for.
know that previously, well, from what Piper has relayed to me, I'll say that. So a lot of the people that aren't listening here, that are listening here, won't know. Frank Light, did he ever come and visit you guys at 125, or do you know if he ever came over to your parents at the 162 property or where they live now, or at 110? Did you ever see him in the area?
No, no. I didn't talk to Frank Light.
What's your family's feeling about Frank Light?
I really don't talk to my family about this. For the past couple months, like after the first of the year, I took a hiatus off here because it was aggravating me. And then I just got back on here a little bit ago watching stuff here and there, and I just didn't like what I was hearing. So they, I mean, he's a lot. We're probably related somehow, but I don't know how.
Right.
I mean, I'm related to almost everybody down there somehow, some way, marriage.
Is he kind of
Um,
like Fred? You're kin to him, but don't hang out, kind of deal.
I don't know how the kin goes on that. I don't.
What I'm getting at is y'all hang out.
No, we never hung out.
Okay.
I mean, I don't eat up until this stuff and it popping out on there. I never knew necessarily who he was, honestly.
Okay. So you
I
and
mean,
Joe
I might have
never went and visited, or he never come up to visit, or
not while I was there.
okay.
I mean, I was working a lot. I worked 8 to 5:30 every day, almost, unless I was home doing something, taking care of medical stuff or whatever. But most of the time, I was at work.
Gotcha.
Bissell asked, do you know anything about the search warrant?
What search warrants?
That's all she said. And I think she's talking about, Benny talks about like there was a search warrant served or something in Knoxville. Somebody Brown. I can't remember I don't remember the details. It's
I
something.
don't know.
Well,
I don't know that there's any Browns around here that's family or not.
oh,
I just got a message. I know what they're talking about.
but we shouldn't be talking about the Browns anyway, probably. So if that's what she's referring to, then we probably shouldn't talk about it. But I think that's what she was
I
meaning.
mean,
Sorry.
there's never been no search warrant served on me or my family that I
Okay.
know of.
Okay.
No, it's just that TBI put in their statement that the search warrants were executed and data and all that. I think that's what they're talking about.
Right. That was the clarification I got.
Seems like I heard something about that in the video, or somebody said something about that or something one time, or in a
And
chat or
that
something. I
could
think.
be Count Don and Candace's phones. It could be other neighbors. It could be anybody. I don't know who. It could be people from the church. We don't know who they looked at or who they need a search warrant for.
Yeah.
What did the law do about as far as your phone? Did the law take your phone or Jody Sue's phone or Fred's phone or anybody's phone?
They didn't. They never took my phone, or they never took her phone that I know of. So
The kids' phones or nothing?
no, nobody's.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they took the Wells's phone, but other than that, I don't know. They didn't take none of my stuff. I mean, I don't have my stuff now, but
Right. It's not because of them, though.
no, they didn't take it.
Have you got any cameras set up on your property, like trail cameras or anything like that, pointed up towards the Wells house, or towards, not necessarily towards the Wells if you do, or pointed down at Ben Hill Road at the entrance of your driveway, anything like that?
There was just some around at the house there, and then there was a trail camera at the bottom of my driveway, but it didn't look over that way. I mean, it looked coming around the corner there. But that was only, I think we didn't get it till after, or about the same time that the property thing was. I don't remember when that was got. But I know we ended up going and buying some.
Okay. Do you all, well, you'd be too far up the hill to have like a Ring doorbell. Any camera that you had up top up there would never be able to pick up anything down on the road or anything. Okay.
No, and Wi-Fi wouldn't reach down far enough to do it off the Wi-Fi and all that stuff. And that shit wasn't never good enough to be able to get anything.
Somebody asked, Andy, when was the last time you saw Summer before she went missing on June 15th?
I think it was the Sunday before the 15th.
The
Sunday or Monday, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it was the 15th on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes.
And where'd you see her?
I think she's standing in the doorway
Okay.
up at their house.
And is this the whole shower thing that oh gosh, okay. Okay, well that answers that, I guess.
Well, can I ask something? Did you ever see Summer and Dawn in a shower together?
Why would I have been in their house to watch them two take a shower together?
Could you see that from the driveway?
I heard from Candace one night that she said, come out and said that they was in the shower.
Okay.
I never seen that. No.
All right.
I was told that.
And that don't mean everybody's in the shower together necessarily. It just means people, like when I say they're all taking a shower, I mean we're all getting ready. Like we're all taking a shower. Like if we're going somewhere or getting ready for bed, when my kids were little,
Yeah.
it's like we're all going to get in the shower.
Yeah.
We're all take like that.
Everybody getting a shower.
Yeah. It
Somebody
don't necessarily mean everybody's in the shower together. So I don't know.
somebody asked, can you ask Andy if Summer had ever went missing before?
No, not that I know of. I know the youngest one went missing one time. They found him up in the mountain, I think. Now, I don't know. I wasn't living there at that time. But somebody told me that the youngest boy got up into the mountain or wandered off there one time. But I don't think I was living there, or that was before I moved back down in there.
Somebody asked, Andy, did the kids come up, the Wells kids come up and eat out of your fridge whenever they wanted?
No.
Okay.
They was tater chips and stuff took to them, like extras, out of date stuff that was brought to me through a person I know that works for them, and the out of date stuff would get dropped off, and we'd split up what we didn't eat. We'd send over there, stuff like that. But no, they didn't come over and get stuff out my freezer that I know of, unless they got snuck over there and got it. I don't know.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. We had a Snyder's place that always give us out of date chips, but they still good.
We
Yeah.
used to get the like Twinkies and stuff like that. A buddy of mine's dad worked for a bread company, and we'd always get like oatmeal cakes and all kinds of stuff like that out of date.
We got
Yeah.
Hostess stuff and Mike sells here in Indiana. Okay. Okay, let's see. Somebody asked, do you remember what vehicle you were driving at the time Summer went missing?
I really don't remember what I came into, was driving that day, because I had the Jeep, I had the truck, I had the car. I'm pretty sure I was in the car that day, to be honest, though.
Okay. And then somebody asked, did you ever see the red truck?
I seen a red truck, but I didn't see the red truck down there.
Okay. Somebody wants to know if you know of anyone else is selling or giving kids pills.
I didn't hang out over there enough to find out who was doing what over there.
Okay. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through. I'm really far behind now, so. Did you ever hear or see anybody creeping around your house at night?
There at one point in time when I was going to Knoxville working, seems like I ended up not going or not coming back or something early. And yeah, there was somebody standing outside a window there one night. I chased them off the hill, but I don't know where in the hell they went.
Could you tell who it was?
Honest to God, it kind of looked like Donnie's face, or it could have been like another dude that I know that lived down in there at about the same time. But I don't.
You can't
They got
say
gone
for
off
sure.
the fire. Yeah, I didn't catch him, so I don't know.
That's creepy. They were like out.
There's always somebody sneaking around somewhere down there.
There's what?
There's always somebody sneaking around down there somewhere, to be honest.
Around in the, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
Well, you just said
I
there's
mean, at points in time, there's always been somebody that's a creeper around somewhere down in there.
That is so weird.
There used to be a dude that lived on the other side of the road over there that was a creeper like that. Set the woods on fire and all kinds of stuff.
Where he lived?
What?
Where?
at the end of Simpson. But that's been a long time ago. That was 20 years ago.
Well, you got to
So,
think of that one little feller that did the interview that ran around all that. Y'all, you seen everywhere he went through the woods and everything.
Oh, that
Oh,
Fernando.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
the backside of my stuff. That's the backside of where that got sold off.
yeah. See, he was up in there. Nobody knew it. He said he'd been up there before. Nobody knew he was up in there before. You know what I mean? So I could see anybody just trying to trail off and try to figure out what's back there and just hunting ginseng, hunting for different things. They scout it, and then when it's in season, they come back and get it. And like, there could be anybody that will.
When did ginseng season start? Is it August?
I'm not real sure. I think it starts
What
like
season
May.
does what start?
I
Ginseng.
think they pick it in November, but it starts like through the summer. It starts sprouting and stuff.
Well, you can scout them, but when's it legal to pick ginseng?
Probably harvest time for like
You want to
Mary.
go ginseng? You want to go ginseng hunting toward the end of the fall, like when it's the leaves start dropping off the trees. That way, you can still see the berries, and the ginseng turns kind of a yellow color.
And
So fall.
is there a season that, because you can't poach ginseng?
I don't know what season it is. It's been so long since I've heard anybody hunting ginseng that
I think
I
it
don't
starts
know.
in the summer and then like it's early spring or late spring, summer, and then you can't. It's nice in September, August, but you don't pick it till October, November. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure.
okay. Didn't you say one of your yards was filled up with ginseng at one point, Andy?
Memo, when I was younger, she used to hunt it, and she'd replant it. And one of the sides of the hills down there had a bunch of ginseng on it, but it was gone by the time I got back down in there.
So when people know that, though, they know that it's rich in that area. They will scout it out and hunt it. That's good money. And
Yeah, it is a lot. I mean, like a pound is like $600 easy.
It's pretty expensive, yeah. If you feel like getting one around in the woods a lot, I don't know. It don't just seem. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. But some people like that running around the woods. Look at Brandon. He leapt through there like a bobcat. No clothes on, or anything. No draws. He just
I know. He had his gun.
those sticker bushes along his shins didn't
I
fade.
felt sorry for him. His sole of his shoe fell off. He carried it all the way home. I wanted to buy him some.
Yeah,
I tell you what, they should have just honestly turned back around and went back the short way.
there's a short way.
The way they come is the short way. It knocks like
Yeah.
a mile and a half off that walk.
Right. I think they was gonna go talk to Fred, but then they changed their mind or something.
Oh, really?
I don't think he really knew him. I don't know though.
Well, it's probably one of them situations he knew him and he didn't want to go talk to him.
Right.
kind of what I was figuring.
I got distracted from the chat. We just got to chatting and oh my Lord. Okay. Oh boy. Sorry guys.
I see one here about Grandis. Is she mean? I don't know. I've not really talked to Grandis that much.
Somebody asked, why did Andy tell Benny in the past not to talk about the dogs?
I didn't tell Benny not to talk about the dogs. I
And then-
asked Benny what in the hell he was talking about the dogs, because all of my dogs were still alive. They wasn't no dead dogs to be buried. You know, he was going on with her body was buried with my dead dogs. Well, they wasn't no dead dogs.
Okay. Let's see. Oops. Oh shoot. I hope I didn't just block somebody on accident because
I think I'm gonna hop off here in a few minutes.
yeah, you've been on here an hour and a half almost. So that's a
Yeah.
good. And then
Great. We appreciate it so much, but I didn't ever find your Cash App.
Hold on, give me a second. I'll find it.
In case anybody wants to donate for his time and his voice.
What? Leah Weston? What's happening? On panel as a man and in chat as a woman? I think. Okay. Justice for all. I don't think he has a PayPal. He might PayPal. I don't know.
No, hang on. I didn't put the $sign in front of it. Okay, let me make sure I got it right that time. Yep, that's right that time. Sorry about that.
Okay, there you go. Molly Golightly posted it for you. Thank you, Molly. Oh my
Thank
goodness.
you. I appreciate it.
Molly Golightly's in your chat. I've never had Molly in my chat. I'm fangirling over Molly. Sorry, guys.
That's the one that's been running around down there too, ain't it?
Yeah.
With JLR.
Yeah.
Lady, yeah. I know. People have their own opinions about people. I just,
Yeah. This
I
is
don't.
good.
I'm not going to make an opinion on somebody unless I meet them and talk to them for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Very good move right there. Very good move.
I agree. Well, thank you
Okay.
for having us. I'll let you finish up. I don't want to.
Thanks, Molly. I made a mistake of letting people lead me, and then I realized there's so many people that I really would love and like, and I was just letting everybody else show me different, and they ended up being great people.
Yeah. I've had that happen too. I've had it happen the opposite way. Somebody's.
Yeah. There's
Sometimes people do surprise you, and they're not what you think. So yeah, you just kind of got to watch people sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I used to, when I first got on YouTube, I just listened to everybody say this person's bad and this one's bad. Then I just learned from myself, and just like Ziggy, she's not that bad. I like her, and I didn't like her. I even made videos making fun of her, and I like her. And in Prayer Garden, she's okay. She wants what's best for Summer.
Well, I'll try to do another live tomorrow or next day. I got the next couple of days off. We'll try to do this again, and we'll get a bunch of new people on there, fill the screen up.
That's fun. Okay.
Andy, thank you again for having me as a guest. I really do appreciate
Well, thanks
you,
for
man.
having me.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate y'all coming up and helping me out. And
Cracking Cases said he appreciates you, and he sent you a little something.
okay, appreciate you. I appreciate everybody contributing to my fund, my Cash App. I appreciate it a lot, a real lot. You don't understand how bad I need that right now.
And Cracking Cases did ask questions, and I had one like sitting on my phone, and then we were answering another question, and by the time we got done, it had already, like, the chat had moved too high, so I wasn't able to, like, I couldn't scroll up anymore. it had
Yeah,
passed.
I found one of them for him. I tried to find the people that I know the most and ask. When I seen somebody's name that stood out, I tried to find the question and asked. I asked one for him.
Kraken, you
Yeah, I seen somebody was asking, I guess, if Coleslaw was pregnant or something, or if I'm going to be a new daddy or something. No, I'm not going to be a new daddy.
oh, there's AK Rocks. Hey, AK. Love you, brother. That's a sweet,
Yes.
very, very kind.
You have all the people in here, Andy.
I
What's
feel
that?
like a rock star anymore.
You are kind of a rock star. It seems you've got like 750 people in your but he says if you're in here, did you want to repeat your question? Just I know we don't want to keep Andy, he wants to get going, but I know he appreciates your, doing that and you know, um
Yeah, like I said, I greatly appreciate any donations that I get. And if I'm not on here and I happen to get some, I appreciate any that come in afterwards. And like I said, I'll get back on here and we'll talk some more. If anybody else has got questions, just I'll be on here. Watch for me. Subscribe.
Well, thank you so much. And CSI, thank you. And Scott, thank you. And chat, thank you so much. I see all your nice comments. And I try to be up here and support. And it's scary coming out here by yourself.
It
So,
is. It's weird
yes.
stepping out here for the first time. That's for sure.
Yes. So I'm gonna get off here. My boyfriend just rode in. He works midnight. Well, not almost. He works the second shift, so he's here. So I'm gonna get off here.
bye.
I'll follow her down and let you close it out too, Andy. Lean on me. Good to see you. Piper, thank you as always. We'll see you around.
Bye, Scott. Thanks for coming up.
All righty.
Thank
And
you, Scott. Have a good night. Happy 4th.
I did find sorry. I did find the Kraken cases question. Did you all search for Dobbs at your mom's other properties like Fields Road?
Yeah, we went down by there that night and rode around a couple places to see where he was at, but we never did see him.
Okay. All right. I know that he had
Is
asked.
your name George? I seen a comment pop up. Is your name George as well? Yes, unfortunately, it is George. I don't like it very much.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to get that one in just because he was kind enough to. But okay, I'll jump down. But thank you for having me. Have a good night. Bye, Andy. Bye, chat. Bye, mods. Thank you, mods.